What is going on, everybody? This is Tyler Anderson with GetASax.com, your source for the best vintage and pro saxophone gear. We take very seriously the method that we use to create our gear comparison videos. Anybody can hop online and play two mouthpieces back to back, but without the proper variables controlled, the audio information that you receive will be heavily skewed towards the performer's preference. Our goal is to create the best quality comparison videos so that you have all the information that you need to make a decision about what piece of gear is going to work the best for you and your playing style. In this video, we are going to share our process of how we make gear comparison videos. This is for those of you out there who are just curious, as well as those who are interested in making similar content for their own channels. All right, let's dive in. The four variables that I find are very important in creating quality gear comparison videos are: 1, reed choice; 2, your saxophone's relationship to the microphone when you record; 3, the music that you're playing on each piece of gear; and lastly, the overall loudness of each audio sample. Normally, for performance purposes, my preference would be to break in a reed for a couple of days before I use it to record anything. But the issue is, if we did this, for example, if we were creating a mouthpiece comparison video, is that reed is going to heavily favor whatever mouthpiece it was broken in on. So for comparison videos, I take a new reed and I break it in equally on each piece of gear that I'm going to be recording for that video. This makes sure that that reed doesn't have any bias towards one piece of gear in particular because it was used more on it. Now, the other option would be to use different reeds for each mouthpiece, but the issue with this is that different reeds can just sound completely different, even if they're from the same box. The next thing to consider is your saxophone's relationship to the microphone when you record each sample. This is very important because if you record different samples at different angles or from different distances, your audio is going to sound very different. So for each sample, I make sure that I play into the microphone at the same distance and at the same angle. So any differences that are heard are the result of the differences in the gear rather than just the recording process. Now, if you are recording different pieces of gear, it is really important that you play the same music on each piece of gear. The added difficulty is that you want to try to replicate your performance with each piece of gear so that your subjective preference, and I always have a preference, is not what the listener hears. The goal is not to show off what you can do. The goal is to try to give the listener quality information so that they can make an educated decision about what's going to work the best for them. Lastly, you want to consider the overall loudness levels of each of your recordings. We tend to have a bias that if something is louder, it sounds better. As human beings, we not only enjoy being able to listen to music, but loudness allows us to feel that music in our bodies. So if one audio sample is louder than another, chances are we're going to prefer the one that was louder just because it was louder. As a result, you really want to make sure that all of your audio samples are at similar volume levels. You can do this by ear, but even better, you can do it with a decibel or VU meter. There you have it, everyone. These are the factors that we consider when we attempt to make quality gear comparisons. If you have any questions, please throw them in the comments and make sure to hop on over to GetASax.com to check out our world-class collection of vintage and pro saxophones. Have a great day.